Mark Rogers TV getting you set for spring practice down in Gainesville. The Florida Gators hit the practice field this Tuesday. Of course, to do so, we need to bring in David Waters from Gators Breakdown. David, appreciate you jumping on board. How's it going?
Going pretty good. Still warm, or getting still warm, and getting warmer here in the South. So it's time to get ready for some spring football with that.
Yeah, so not too much of a down period since we talked recruiting and, of course, National Signing Day just a couple weeks ago. So let's focus on the storyline, which is, of course, quarterback Luke Del Rio will not be participating, still recovering from shoulder surgery. So you got Feleipe Franks, you got Kyle Trask in the mix. Your thoughts about how this quarterback competition could shake out, who Gators fans are leaning toward, how it shapes the offense based on which direction they go in. Not that it's going to be settled here in April.
That's right. It should be the Feleipe Franks, Kyle Trask show. Luke Del Rio with shoulder surgery won't be there. So, he'll be helping him out, of course. He has some experience, but Gator fans are pretty much ready to move on from Luke Del Rio, surgery or no surgery. We got the taste of Luke Del Rio last season. We know what he is. I think we kind of know the ceiling. So Florida fans are really ready to see what Feleipe Franks, Kyle Trask can do. And it's basically a two-man show this spring. McElwain did not necessarily throw a curveball. Most Gator fans who follow it closely knew Kadarius Toney, an early enrollee true freshman, would be in the mix as well. McElwain promised him a shot at quarterback, bringing him in. He's more of a spread, dual threat type of quarterback than McElwain's traditional drop back passer in what you see in Feleipe Franks and Kyle Trask. So Kadarius Toney will be the third guy in the mix as well, just to kind of see what he can bring to the table. It will be something different. So can we see some type of package with him? Or I doubt he comes in and blows everybody away, kind of like maybe Jalen Hurts did for Alabama last year. I don't expect that, but I do kind of expect Toney to maybe get a package or two in the fall there. But moving with Feleipe Franks, Kyle Trask, a year ago, we knew going into the spring they were both earlier enrollees last spring. Franks had a terrible time in the spring game last year where he threw 3 interceptions. I believe 2 were pick sixes. His very first was a pick six, at least to Duke Dawson anyway. But Kyle Trask, on the other hand, showed good poise, got a lot of hype after the spring game. But about midway through fall camp last year, I heard Feleipe Franks, after some coaching, had the light dinged on for him, and he started getting into the groove of things, getting some coaching. Didn't have a lot of coaching in high school, but about midway through last fall, I think the light came on for him from everything that I heard. And even when Luke Del Rio went out, he was listed as the backup to Austin Appleby when depth charts were coming out later in the season when Luke Del Rio wasn't playing. So it was Feleipe Franks who, if in an emergency situation, was going to get some starts last year if Austin Appleby went down from Florida. So, of course, with the spring coming up, there's plenty of talent around these guys. So Florida, counting the quarterback, if Luke Del Rio isn't the starter, Florida has 9 guys returning on offense. So we know the playmakers they have at wide receiver, where led by Antonio Callaway. They got a really good running game with Jordan Scarlett. Offensive line returns everybody but one starter. The missing key piece is this quarterback. So if can Feleipe Franks, Kyle Trask, or, lo and behold, Kadarius Toney, if one of these guys can get it wrapped up in the spring and be the guy to lead the charge in the fall, maybe that's a spark this Gator offense needs.